Hello, everyone. My name is Jonathan Floridas, and this is the Fog Gate. It's a second robot in our haunted doorstep system, and its job is to set the spooky scene. When a trick-or-treater shows up, it hits them with a quick burst of fog, and then it backs off so it doesn't fog out the whole porch. Here's how it works. The Fog Gate doesn't just fire on its own. It waits for a signal, and the first robot, the door greeter, sends a message called the visitor, and the moment someone walks up, that's the fog gate's cue to wake up. It doesn't fog right away. First, it double checks with its own motion sensor. This is the PIR sensor, which is this one right here. Uh, to make sure that a real person is actually standing in the gate, and not just a decoration blowing in the wind. So it needs two things to agree: the signal from the door greeter and its own sensor, confirming that someone is actually there. Once both check out, it fires. The Arduino switches on the fog machine for a few seconds, and I'm using a transistor, which is down here. It is the NPN transistor to control that, which works just like the relay would in a real version. At the same time, the amber light turns on to show that it's actively fogging, and the vent flap opens to push the haze out. Right here is the amber light. And this it's a servo, but it is a flap. It's a vent flap to push out the haze along the walkway. So here, I'm going to start the simulation. I'm going to go here to the PR sensor, and as soon as it senses that someone's there, the light over here turns on, and the servo sensor will flip. And also, as you can see that, we're going to wait 5 seconds as it moves again. You also can see the DC motor, which is moving, is releasing the fog up here. And yeah, that is it. Here, the actual important part is after it fires, it locks itself out for 5 seconds. And the cooldown, it physically cannot fog out again during that window, which keeps it from emptying out the fog fluid, which would be blinding everybody on the porch. Then once the fog burst is done, it sends its own signal, fog on, to the next robot, the ghost popper, basically saying, okay, that's the scene's set, it's your turn to scare them. So that's the fog gate. And it waits for its cue, confirms the visitor, confirms that it is a real visitor, fogs in a tight controlled burst, cools down, and then passes the baton down the line. Here's my code. As you can see, here's my pin connections, timing, sort positions, start. I had it all marked, so it's easier to read. Wait for the visitor, all the signals and controls here. But yeah, that is it. Thank you.